Triple Threat Sports here today, and I'm going to do my first NBA video, and I've been really looking forward to doing this, and I got a lot of good feedback from my MLB tier list maker, so I thought why not just make one for the NBA. And I consider myself as much an NBA fan as I am any other sport. NFL and MLB this is what the channel is going to be about. So without further ado, I have a lot of players here, so I'm going to try to get through this list pretty quickly, but explain each guy. So first, I have my man Steven Adams. So I'm gonna put them in tiers of this is the elite. Obviously, you got the LeBrons, the Giannis's up here, and then you got the A plus, which is right under that, say around like the Paul George range. And then you got the A, you got you got the stars, and then you got the like I'd say B, C, D are the role players, like decent role players to like good six men. All right, so for me, Steven Adams is gonna be a B. Steven Adams obviously is an elite, but I feel like he flourished with Westbrook. Others say he didn't, but I feel like the rolls to the rims off the assists from Westbrook really helped him, and I feel like it might be even better with CP3 this year, pick and rolls and just lobs to the basket. So I feel like Adams is a B player. Next is LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge, his career was in doubt when he left the Trailblazers, and he's kind of flourished in Pop's offense. He had a meeting with Pop saying, "I need a bigger role in that offense," and last year it really showed with him and DeRozan. So I feel like LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be an A player. It's more toward the end of the A, but I'll put him at A. Next is Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that's obviously going to be an elite category. MVP last year, put up crazy numbers, and I wouldn't be surprised if he repeated that performance this year. All right, Carmelo Anthony, do not know why he's even on this list. He's a D player. He should be in the league. Not as much as he's saying. He's saying he's better than 70% of the NBA. That's not true. So I'm gonna put him at D. Maybe he'll get in a team this year, probably not. Next is DeAndre Ayton. I feel like Ayton will eventually be in that A plus A type category, but right now I'm going to put him in B because he shows a lot on the offensive side of the floor, but defensively he needs some work. But I feel like in the future he'll definitely be up towards the A plus range. Next is Bradley Beal, one of my favorite players in the NBA. So sorry, so used to making MLB videos, but I'm gonna put Bradley Beal at the top of A. I am a big fan of Bradley Beal. Let me try switching there, and I feel like he will show this year why he's a A plus type of player. Everyone's hating on Bradley Beal, but I really like Bradley Beal, and I feel like his extension was really well deserved. Next is Eric Bledsoe. This is a tough for me because Eric Bledsoe, he shows flashes. He did last season with the Bucks, and then he'll have games where it's just really frustrating. But I feel like he's a C or B type player. I'm gonna put him at B because he's good on the defensive side of the ball, and I feel like he shows enough on a contending team. So yep, he'll be B. All right, next is Devin Booker. Devin Booker is a great player, and still I don't know how is an underrated player in this league. So I'm gonna put him as an A, maybe. He's around. I feel like he's a little worse than Bradley Beal, but he's still really young and has a chance to be one day in that A plus or maybe even an elite category. Okay, next is Jimmy Butler, an overrated player in my opinion. I feel like his days on the Bulls are over. He's still a star in this league, and I'll put him at A. But I don't see him. And I'll put him above. I'll put him in A, but I don't see him in the A plus category, even contending with the Paul Georges. But yeah, I'll put him in A. Next is Clint Capella, who has a really massive contract and I feel like was overpaid. But I'll put him in B, around where Steven Adams was. Him and Steven Adams are really comparable players, but yeah, I'll put them both in B. Next is John Collins, an up-and-coming star in this league. The Atlanta Hawks have a really bright future with him, Trae Young, Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, and I feel like he's a B-type player right now, and he's young, second-year player, and he's gonna go up this list like a lot of players I've said. Next is Mike Conley. Mike Conley, he just got traded to the Jazz, and I feel like this could really help his career. Him and Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt, and I feel like he's a top of B, maybe bottom of A type player. I'll put him bottom of A. He's still a star in this league, and I feel like he can put up numbers, even though he might be getting a little too much money for what he's worth. All right, next is DeMarcus Cousins, and if this list was before he got his Achilles injury, that he'd be up towards here. But obviously, you could see that Achilles injury really affected him as a player. Signed a really small contract with the Lakers this season, and I'll put him bottom of A, maybe even top of B. I don't see him as a big threat anymore, but I'll put him bottom of A just for his track record. On the Kings, didn't show much on the Warriors, but him on the Kings and Pelicans, he really showed that he was a star. Next is Steph Curry, and obviously I'm gonna put him up at elite, a top 5 player in this league, no debate. He will probably have a bigger year this year without Durant, now that he doesn't have to share the ball as much, and Klay Thompson out for a majority of the season, so he's an elite player. Next is Anthony Davis, and I'm going to put him at elite as well. Anthony Davis coming over to the Lakers, and I feel like this will he won't. I don't think he'll put up as many points as he did with New Orleans, but his defensive presence and those lobs from LeBron and Rondo will help his offensive numbers. Next is DeMar DeRozan. Once again, I'm not doing this tier list a year, maybe 2 years ago, and that for that reason I'm putting him in the A category, not A plus, but I'm gonna put him at A. Next is Luka Doncic, one of the rookie of the year last year, and really, really bright future for this 21-year-old. And right now, as I'm saying, like I did with Aiton, I just don't think I'm ready to put him in the. I'm not ready to put him in the A plus or anything, but I think he is good enough to where he's an A type player. I'm really high on this kid. He could play multiple positions, guard multiple positions. He could shoot the ball. He could drive. He could pass. He's a very, very good player for the how the NBA has grown to nowadays. All right, I'm gonna try to make these a little quicker now because I realized how many players I have to do still. So what I'm gonna do here is Andre Drummond. Sorry, he's going to be an A player. He rebounds the ball at a really high rate, one of the best rebounders in the league. Still struggling to find his offensive game, but still an A player because of what he brings to offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, and defensive end of the ball. Next is Kevin Durant, and he's going to be an elite player. I don't know how he'll come back after that injury, but still an elite player, one of the best scorers of all time. Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is a very, very good center in this league. I think maybe the best, maybe a little behind Anthony Davis if we're counting him as a center, but still could be one of the best centers in the NBA. So I'm going to put him at A plus, but he's very young still and has potential to be in that elite category. Next is Tyreek Evans, who's out of the league, so we're going to put him at D. I think it was drug issues, and he's on the exempt list, so yeah, he's going to be on D. Another one of my favorite players to watch is De'Aaron Fox. Shows a young Westbrook in his game, and I feel like he's a top of B player, and I feel like he will continue to climb this list along with Booker, and along with Doncic and Ayton. Next is Danilo Gallinari, the Thunder just acquired, and he's a B player in my opinion too. Averaged 20 points last year for the Clippers when healthy, and he's a really, really good scorer in this league. Wouldn't be surprised if he was flipped to a contender because they could really use that shooting off the wing. All right. Next is Pau Gasol. There's not much to say about Pau Gasol anymore. He's a D player right now. Just signed with the Bucks. He signed with the Bucks last season. Next is Rudy Gay, and Rudy Gay is a B player as well. He fits in that Spurs system. Just got an extension, a well-deserved extension. He's a perfect guy in that Spurs system. Popped as well with his shooting, his scoring, and pretty good defense. Next is Paul George. Unfortunately, my Thunder traded him this offseason. I don't care. Still much love for him. He's an A-plus player. One of the best two-way players in the league. Shot the three ball at an exceptional rate before his shoulder injury, and he's a great defender. So he's an A-plus player. And honestly, another MVP type season, he'll be up at that elite category. Next is Rudy Gobert, probably the best defender in the NBA, and for that reason, I'm going to put him in the A category. Rudy Gobert's fantastic rim protector, and he's starting to get in a little bit of an offensive game. If he even got somewhat of a jump shot mid-range, he'd be pretty much unstoppable to guard. Next is Eric Gordon, a really good shooter for that Rockets team. I feel like he's going to benefit from the addition of Westbrook. Off the lane's going to collapse, and Westbrook kick it right back out to him. So in my opinion, Eric Gordon's a C, top of C, bottom of B type of guy. I'm going to put him at bottom of B just because of the shooting he provides. Next is Draymond Green, and this you could take Draymond Green multiple ways. I could take him as a great system player for that Warriors team and put him A plus or what he's worth as a player alone. I'm gonna put him as an A player. I don't think he's in the Paul George or Joel Embiid type, but he's good. He's really good. Next is Blake Griffin for the Pistons. And Blake Griffin had a great year last year, especially in the first half. Put up crazy numbers. Just 3-point shot got even better. And for that reason, I'm going to put him in as an A player. James Harden, elite player. So James Harden, with the addition of Westbrook, I don't know how this is going to work out, but obviously probably the second best scorer in the league right now behind Durant. And I don't know. It should work out. Him and Westbrook, just they both want to win really bad, especially at this point in their career, and might have to do whatever it takes. Next is Gary Harris, who's a really underrated player in this league. I don't think he's in the B, but I'll put him around C range. He's not with the the Adams, Capellas, but he's almost there. He's really young, the guy out of Michigan State. But yeah. Next is Gordon Hayward, and unfortunately, this injury really affects his stock, especially him and DeMarcus Cousins. And just for the sake of what he did in Utah, I'll put him bottom of B. Like there's not much to say about Gordon Hayward now, especially making $30+ million. Next is Drew Holiday, a really underrated player once again. Plays great defense and really good point guard slash shooting guard for the Pelicans, and we'll have to take the reins this year with him, Zion, and Lonzo. And for that reason, I'll put him at almost top of B. He's that good, in my opinion. Al Horford is next. Al Horford, now a member of the 76ers, decided to forego his $30 million salary and just side with the 76ers. So I feel like he's a top of B type of player as well. Not A, not the Jimmy Butlers, not the Andre Drummonds, but he's good. He's a really good team player. All right, I need to fly through these. All right. So, all right, Dwight Howard, sorry. He's just not Dwight Howard anymore. Andre Iguodala, a really good player, unfortunately had to be traded to the Grizzlies and might be bought out. But yeah, bottom of B type of guy. I really like Andre Iguodala because of what he provides on the defensive end. Next is Kyrie Irving. I'm not a big fan of Kyrie on the way he plays, but I'm gonna do A plus here. He's an A plus type player. LeBron James, he's going to be a superstar. Not much to say about that. Expect him to have a really good year if he stays healthy. Unfortunately, that was not the case last year. Next, my favorite center in the game to watch, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic will be an elite player in this league. Right now, he's an A plus, which is as close as you could get. But yes, he's an A plus player. Next is DeAndre Jordan, just signed with the Nets along with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and he's a B player. He's not A. He's maybe in the Clippers days he was an A player. Not right now, as he's declining in age, declining in production and age. But yep, he's a B player. Next is Zach LaVine, also a B player in my opinion. Very athletic and explosive with a good jump shot and good all right defense. Kawhi Leonard, superstar. I'm elite, and superstar. But yeah, what he showed in the finals, he carried a city on his back. Carried in my opinion, a mediocre team without Kawhi and to beating the Warriors. Obviously, there was injuries on the Warriors side, but yes, he is a great player. Okay, this next player is the guy that destroyed my team in the postseason. I'm not happy with him for that, but I think he's as good as you get as a point guard. Him and Curry 1-2 in my opinion. He's gonna be top of A plus for me. I'm really high on him. I honestly could put him here, but I'm going to put him top of A plus right now. Okay, next is Kevin Love, and unfortunately Kevin Love is being trapped in Cleveland, unfortunately for him, and he's going to be right now he's just not an A player. He's going to be a top of B type player. I feel like if he was on a contender, he'd have more chance to shine, but on that Cavs team, there's not much. Next, Kyle Lowry, and in my opinion, Kyle Lowry's nothing special. People will put him bottom of A. I'm putting him top of B. I'm just not a Kyle Lowry fan. He's a really good shooter, and just not much other than that, in my opinion. Did have a great postseason. Next is Lauri Markkanen, a really young star for that a really good young star for that Bulls team, and I'm gonna put him in the B category. He's definitely, along with Ayton, him and Ayton are gonna go up to that A plus range in their career. Next is C.J. McCollum, another really good player in this league. I'm gonna put him bottom of A. Him and Damian Lillard killed my Thunder in the playoffs. Marc Gasol, he's going to be a B. I'll put him higher in B. Going to be a B type player. Was a little quiet in the postseason, but then kind of turned it around. 3-point shot showed in the finals, and he's going to be a B type player. I feel like that contract's not very generous for the Raptors, around $25 million a year, but yeah, he's good. Next is Chris Middleton, and Chris Middleton getting $39 million is a horrendous extension for that Bucks team. He's a good player. He is not a fantastic player. You can live without a Chris Middleton. And I feel like he's not better than McCollum. He's not better than Gobert. He's not better than DeRozan. I'll put him bottom of A, though, just to be generous. But he's definitely not towards the Jimmy Butler types. All right, next is Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap's a good player. Back in the Atlanta Hawk days when he was on that team along with Al Horford and Kyle Korver, but he's a top of B type player. He's not the number one option in Denver. He's a solid player, just not a star anymore. Donovan Mitchell, another guy who killed my Thunder 2 years ago. In my opinion, he's an A player. He's that good. he is just going to continue climbing. He's shown that he could shoot now. He's very explosive, plays really good defense. And yeah, he's just a really good player. Next is Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray taking over the reins as the Nuggets starting point guard and really showed what he can do last year. And for that reason, I'm putting him top of B, almost close to bottom of A. He's that good. He's a really, really good shooter at the point guard position and can defend somewhat. So, yeah, for that reason, he's a B. Joakim Noah, I'm sorry. Dirk, sorry. Nurkic, he's a really solid center in this league. They added Cantor last year after his injury, and Cantor filled in really well. And I feel like any center in that Portland team is going to thrive. Him and Zach Collins thrive because of who's playing in the backcourt. Him, Lillard, and McCollum are going to find him on rolls, and he plays good defense, and yeah, any center for Portland is going to be pretty solid. Next is Victor Oladipo, who in my opinion is going to be a bottom of A type of player. The defense he plays, explosive, he's starting to shoot the ball at a higher rate, and I feel like that trade to Indiana was perfect for him. Next, Tony Parker, who just retired, great career. Chris Paul, who's on my Thunder now, hopefully we trade him, clear up some cap, but right now he's a bottom of A type of player. He's still going to be a star in this league. He's just not as explosive as he once was. He could still shoot the ball, still passes at an exceptional rate, and yeah, he's a bottom of A type of player in my opinion. Next is Kristaps Porzingis, and he once again is going to be in my A tier. Kristaps is a star in this league, and he is going to be put next to Luka, and they are going to thrive. I feel like that team could make a push for the playoffs, maybe an 8, maybe a 7 seed, but I don't know. We'll see. Next, Julius Randle, who just signed with the Knicks this offseason. I'm not a big Julius Randle guy. He showed a lot, and I didn't think he deserved the money he got, but yeah, he's going to be a B player. Zach Randolph, not anymore. In the Grizzly days, he was definitely a lot better. But yeah, right now he's just going to be a D player in my opinion. JJ Redick, C player. He's a really, really good shooter on a contending team, and I feel like he's a better version of Kyle Korver, who could play a little bit better defense than him. But yeah, he's going to be a C type of player, maybe above Gary Harris. Let's put him there. Okay, next is Rajon Rondo, also going to be a C player. Really good facilitator for that Lakers team, and I feel like he's going to have a really good year. Who's going to run that offense along with LeBron, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins. Derrick Rose, just for the fact that he had a great year. Now Piston is going to be bottom of B, maybe top of C. No, I'll put him bottom of B. He showed a lot with the Timberwolves last season. D'Angelo Russell, who got overpaid in my opinion. I don't know why the Warriors are doing this. Maybe for trade value at the deadline. Maybe a trade straight up him for Tobias Harris to even out that starting rotation with Curry, Thompson, and Tobias Harris. But having 3 guards, I don't know how that's going to work. But otherwise, he's a top of B, maybe bottom of A type player. I'll put him bottom of A. I don't know. I'll be generous to him. Maybe top of B. But he's a really good shooter, and he really, really fit with that Brooklyn Nets team. I could just feel they played with heart, and I feel like he had stuff to prove. I don't know how he'll be with the Warriors now, though. Next, Spicy P, Pascal Siakam, is going to be a top of B player. He has showed a lot in the playoffs last season with star-studded potential, and he will be that A+ guy future years. Ben Simmons needs a jump shot, as everyone's saying, but he's an A player. Bottom of A, but yeah, he's an A player. He's gonna hopefully improve that jump shot. I could see videos of him working on it this offseason. But if he even gets that jump shot, man, he could be up here, maybe even that top category. But yeah, right for now, it's gonna be A. Jason Tatum, who really showed that the potential was there in his first season, kind of regressed a little bit last season, but hopefully he'll be back to what he was. So right now, he's going to be a B player. Next, Jeff Teague. I mean, come on, it's Jeff Teague. Tobias Harris, really underrated player, re-signs with the Philadelphia 76ers. He's going to be top of B type player. Yep, so there you are, Tobias Harris. Isaiah Thomas just signed with the Wizards. I really hope the best for him. He had a lot of troubles because of that dismissal from the Celtics, and I really feel like that hurt his career. He was a perfect Celtic, in my opinion, better than Kyrie was. So I don't know why that was a thing, but I'll put him at C, just for the heck of it, because of what he's done in the past. Next, Klay Thompson, A player. Klay Thompson is a great defender, gets really underlooked in that Warriors team. He's a shooter, but he does more than that. People just think, oh, Klay Thompson shoots, but he plays defense, really good defense, all-pro defense, all-NBA defense. Next, Karl Anthony Towns, really bright future. Hopefully, I just wish he was on a better team, but yeah, for now, he's going to be an A player. Miles Turner, also really bright future, but he shows really good really good presence in the paint and can block a ton of shots. And his offensive game is just getting better. Next, Nikola Vucevic. And Nikola Vucevic is going to be a top of B type player. He had a really good season last season, an All Star. But I don't know. He's not in that A yet. But maybe if he shows that again, maybe put him in that A category. Next, Dwayne Wade. He retired, so I don't know. Should I put him in D? But let's say as he was, he was a C player last year. He wasn't great. He was but he's still Dwayne Wade. Kemba Walker, a great signing for that Celtics team. Better than Kyrie better than Kyrie did, and he's an A player. Okay, John Wall, really massive contract, and I think this is going to be a prove-it year for him. He wants to show that he's that star that he was coming out of college from Kentucky, and he's still a bottom of A player for me. Russell Westbrook, first I want to mention that he was a really important part of my fandom for the Thunder, and if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be a Thunder fan. Him and Durant, but things happen. It's a business, and he's gonna take his talents to Houston. Okay, so he's gonna be an A+ player for me. People can hate all he wants the way he plays with energy each and every night. He can have those nights where he shoots 6 for 20, but the way he plays, grittiness on defense, and he just stat pattern. Come on now, he just plays with a lot of heart. Hassan Whiteside, overrated in my opinion. It was a good trade for the Portland Trailblazers. I just don't know how they're going to use him with him and Nurkic, but we'll put him in the B category. Massive contract. Okay, Andrew Wiggins, very underwhelming player out of Kansas. People thought he was the truth coming out, but yep, he's going to be a C category type of player for me with a massive contract, one of the worst in the league. Next, Lou Williams, a star in my opinion. Everyone underlooks this man. Wins Sixth Man of the Year every single year. People say you can't put a star as a sixth man. He's a star, and he's going to be in my B category. The man just scores and scores and scores. He scores 20 off that bench. Next, Trae Young. Man, did he have a good second half of the year. He outplayed Doncic in the second half, but still Doncic outlasted him and won that Rookie of the Year because of the first half he had. Trae Young is going to be the next star in this league, and he's going to be in that A+ type range. But now, he's going to be in that top of B, maybe mid-B. But overall, that's my list. If you have anything you wish you saw me do differently, if any suggestions for my next videos, I'm trying to incorporate these three sports, NFL, MLB, and NBA, as my name is Triple Threat Sports. So, that's it for me. This is my tier list, and thanks for watching.